Hey, this is Craig Seymour. I'm a writer, and what you're about to hear is audio of my interview with Janet Jackson for a September 2006 Vibe magazine cover story. And I know you want to get right to the interview, but I just wanted to say a few things to give you some context about what was going on. It took place in June 2006 on a private plane from Miami to New York. And I'm mentioning that only because you can hear a lot of the plane noise on the tape, especially at the beginning when we were taking off. But the sound gets a lot better as the tape goes on and the plane levels off. And just to give you a little bit context about my relationship with Janet, I had interviewed her before for a 2001 Vibe cover story right before the release of All For You. So this was our second time talking. And if you want to know more about that interview, you can check out my memoir, which is called All I Could Bear. And so here's a little bit about where Janet was in her life at the time of the interview. She was just about to release her album 20YO. And this also marked the 20th anniversary of her breakthrough album, Control. She was in a relationship with producer Jermaine Dupri, and they had been together for about 4 years at that point. Of course, they've since broken up, but she was really happy in the relationship at the time. So that was making her, that was definitely putting her in a great mood. But she was also going through some challenges. She was still facing backlash from the 2004 Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction incident. And her brother Michael had just gone through a second child molestation trial the year before. And the only stipulation of the interview was that I could not ask her about the Super Bowl incident, and I also couldn't ask her any questions about Michael. And then lastly, about a year before the interview, that's when she had gained a lot of weight, and the pictures of her being heavy were all in the tabloids and everything. So that was all kind of some of the larger context for the interview. So with that said, I really hope you enjoy it.
It's not working out. Okay.
So wait, time out. I'm sorry.
Why don't you pull one?
I sure will. It's fine.
That's the newer one.
Where's the microphone at?
I don't even know. Right here, and then so it's on normal thing, normal. Alright, we'll say something just so let's test it.
Something. How's that?
Okay, let's say something this one.
Something.
Okay. I've been screwed. Okay. That'll be yours. So JD told me the first question I should ask you is where you want to know where your head was at. Where's your head at?
Why does he want to know that?
Oh, that was his one. Your man, not mine.
That's why he should know where my head's at.
Well, he said I should ask you where your head's at.
Where my head is at this very moment.
Where's your head at, Janet? I didn't ask the question.
At 7:30 at night in the air.
Where's your head about? Where's your head about what do you want now? You've had so many accomplishments. What do you want?
I want more of what I have, what I've had.
Okay, like what? Meaning
more out of love, life, music. I'm in a really great space.
Okay. You can't give me these looks because I can't capture that on print.
And sucking my teeth. See, I got that from me. I just sucked my teeth like you did.
I do that all the time. I don't realize it.
Well, people tell me I roll my eyes.
Yeah, people tell me I do that too.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it either. And more than one person said, I was like, oh my God, I really do roll my eyes then.
It's not working.
The most important thing, one of the most important things I should say in life for me has always been love.
Like if you get like a 7.
And it drives me. And yeah. I thought you were going to say it drives you crazy. It can.
So what's different about love now than it has been in the past?
Always you're willing. See, those the statistics say.
I really see that it's unconditional.
In this relationship you're in now?
Yeah, I really see that I'm surrounded by it. More so than I've ever seen it before.
Do you think you had unconditional love in the past and you didn't?
You may be told it.
Which are less? No, which are less there?
you don't quite feel it.
Okay.
And there are moments you may feel it, and then other moments you don't feel it.
Okay.
So I think there's a little...
Inherently makes it conditional, right?
What would you say?
Which makes it conditional if you don't feel it all the time.
Right. So this is the first time in my life that I feel it. I really feel it 24/7.
Why? Like what? You know what I mean? Like what makes you, was there a moment where you felt like, wow, I've never felt, you know, like the Stephanie Miller song, Never Knew Love Like This Before. Like was there a moment where you're like, wow, I've never felt like this before?
I can't say it was a moment.
Okay.
I can say there were moments.
What would be an example?
Oh, you are so wrong. You want me to give you?
One example that you wouldn't mind sharing with the world.
But see, that's the whole thing. I don't know if I really would want to share that, because that is such a, it's just real precious to me. Because of really feeling that I have it, finally.
You feel more protective of it than
ever before. And we could talk about certain things, but
yours it is.
nothing. It's so easy.
So talk about certain things.
Well, ask me.
What do you want me to ask you? Not yet.
I don't know. Ask me something. Not that ask me something good. Not that it's been bad. No, but it is. It's unconditional, and it's an incredible feeling. And
Give me something specific that he does that makes you feel loved. That might even be a small thing, like something specific that a name or just something like that.
he makes me feel good about me, about being who I am. And I know that that's something that is supposed to come. It starts from within. You know, that's it. To be truly grounded, you have to give that to yourself. I know that, but there are times when you also need a little bit of a boost here and there.
Is it because, like, you are, you know, like, cause I imagine, like, you know, you're like a one-woman industry, you're your own show, you're like a traveling show, you know. So I can imagine at times that would feel very alone. You know, you have all these people depending on you, you have all these people, you have to get out there and work and do your thing in order for other people to get paid, in order for you know, do what they do. So I can just imagine that could feel really lonely, you know. So I imagine that you might need somebody to feel like you could just kind of like lay your burdens upon, or somebody to make you feel safe.
And he does that. He does make me feel safe, and I believe I do the same for him. It's like, you know, after having such a hard day, be it good or bad, just the voice that you want to hear on the other end of the phone, or the face you want to see at the end of a long day, it just makes everything in life okay, regardless of how bad the day was or how good it was. You know it's going to be all right. Thank you so much.
The next time he goes around, let's not for $2.
Certain things he's done that I just...
Give us one.
He makes me feel even good about my body. I don't care what size I am.
You know what he said about that?
Okay, yes.
Now,
Tell
for me
me.
to continue for
Now, but here's a new, he's whipping out the blue notes.
I'm trying something new. I'm trying, because usually I have like a notepad, and I'm always flipping through stuff. I'm comfortable with that. I'm trying to be slick about it.
He said, you started, you can say, I might check. I don't think you're allowed. She's not saying she don't have.
Because I've interviewed him in the studio before, and he was I've never been that talkative. He was in the 3 hours, he had like 5 songs. But,
Alright, ready? Alright, so we got, everybody's got to put one in. Before time starts.
because I was just asking about like weight and stuff like that, right? So he said, women have the hardest lives. Guys stop messing with them if they gain weight. But guys drink beer, get a big gut and all puffed up, and they expect a woman to just deal with them. And he was saying that, you know,
Now you look at your cards.
either you're going to be with a person or you're not, and it shouldn't matter.
Now, it's
what
on
size
you.
they are.
No
How does that make you feel to hear that?
It goes right along with the smile that you saw on my face before I told you, if you saw the smile, because I was smiling.
Okay.
When do you get the line? Yeah, when do you get it? No, not yet. After we all...
Okay, a story. When he,
you can, right now you can say...
when I was at my heaviest,
You don't want to bet?
he would...
The next one. I'll bet.
There are moments when he's probably going to kill me I'm telling you this. There are moments when he would, like, grab anything that was hanging over and look me right in my eye and tell me that he loves me and that this needs love too, and kiss me. And he would do that all the time.
That's great.
And I've never had anyone ever do that to me.
Has weight been an issue like in the past? I mean, have you felt still?
I got teased a lot by certain members of my family when I was a kid, and I was made to feel that I was heavy, but looking back on it, I wasn't heavy. And when I talk with certain members of my family, they tell me, well, and my booty, but just period, just all over. But when I think back and we look back on pictures, and they say, you know what, you weren't heavy, but I was made to always feel that I was heavy, and I always got teased about it, or to be told, this is what you should look like, or your butt is too big, and it should look like this person over here. Well, that's not the race that I am.
In your ballet class or something like that?
Well, yes, I told you about that, but even with my own family.
She can check also.
Your sister's very...
Well, she's got a, well, yes, but even about just having a behind, and I know and there's nothing wrong with that. There are a lot of sisters that butts are way bigger than mine, and there's some that are smaller than mine, but...
Do you like your butt?
Yes, I do. But I really have grown a true appreciation for it because of my boyfriend.
Okay. So you think he likes your butt?
I guess he does. He better love my ass. What do you mean like my butt? He better love my ass. Like my butt.
Does he have a favorite? Does he have like a favorite? Like you're with somebody and you know like you can do something or show them something and that's the thing that's gonna drive him crazy. Like is there a certain, that you can show and you know it's gonna get him in the mood?
I think everybody has that in a relationship, don't you? Yeah, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you.
I don't ask questions. You're like, ask the question.
Yeah, but see, that's too much.
I have no investment. I'm just asking. Say what you want to say. I'm curious, like, do you feel different, like, in terms of just your sexual, like, how you feel sexually if you're heavier, if you're thinner, like, do you feel more? Because I know some people say with more weight, they get more sexy and stuff like that, but other people are more uncomfortable screaming. Does your libido change, or your sex drive, or your sexiness change in any way?
Well, I should say this. I have to go back with a different relationship because in the past it had changed. And granted, I'm going through time periods in my life. That's why I'm pausing with you. When I was younger, I did fame. People thought I was pregnant because I had gained weight, and there was a reason why I had gained weight. I wasn't pregnant. I was married at the time.
I did that because it was fun.
Ever since then, I started yo-yoing a little bit, and then there's what I call the fighting weight, like a boxer ready for a fight, and then your downtime. When you're not on tour, when you're just your downtime. And this last time, it being for the film, which was the most that it had ever been in my life. I didn't recognize me in the mirror. Things were different for me. The way I moved. No, thank you. I couldn't get around as easy. I couldn't, and I felt smaller inside because some of the things I tried to do, but I realized, wait a minute, you can't do that. There's a little extra goods on you.
Was
So
sex different? Like, is sex different?
no, it wasn't,
Okay.
and that was a difference for me.
Okay.
That nothing. That's the thing. Nothing changed.
Wow.
Nothing changed. And I had never experienced that before.
You know, like every time you're in a relationship, I think, I don't know, I mean, one of the things that I kind of like about, I don't know, I think like long-term relationships can bring a lot to your life. But then I also feel like every relationship you're in, you also learn more about yourself.
Right.
It's kind of an interesting tension there, I think. But you know, I always like having a new relationship, whether it's just like a sex thing, just like a one-night stand, or some kind of like more of an long-term relationship. Because I feel like every time I connect intimately with somebody, I learn something different about myself. You know, and I'm like, it's almost like a new part of me that can be awakened or something. You know, you talk about like how important sex is in your life. Have you learned something new about yourself sexually in this relationship, or have you found a certain part opened up or revved up, or that's it?
Way more open. And I know that probably sounds crazy because
Even what you talked about in the past.
right, but it's even more so. And
That's very weak there.
I mean, he's. I was gonna say he's taken me places that I haven't been before, but he has, and it's way more open than it's ever been. I just have never experienced a relationship like this.
You talked about before, you said that sometimes like that your sex drive has actually been a problem in a relationship because you might be more demanding and more like, are you on the even page here? Or like what?
I found, you know what? It's so weird because when he and I would just hang out, it's like it's like I was in his mind, or he was in mind, I should say. He would share some of his innermost thoughts, and I wouldn't say anything, but my jaw would drop inside because I could not believe he had just said that, because that's a thought, exact thought that I had, but never shared with anybody. And it wasn't just once, it happens a lot. And I never say anything to him. Well, I never said at the time anything to him, and finally I started telling him, remember when you said this? I've had the exact same thought since I was whatever, and I've never shared it with anybody, and you're the first. So it's happened several times like that. So I feel like I've met my match. I feel like somebody is we're on the same plane.
Well, he said that one of the things that he felt about you too, he said like you were always like, what do you think he meant by that?
I think what I'm saying right now, a lot of people, I really feel that, I really don't care what people think, because in the beginning of that, a lot of people had a lot of comments and a lot of thoughts about this relationship.
When you heard people would insult him?
Of course it hurt. You know, but they didn't get it, and I didn't expect them to get it, because they didn't know they don't know me, and they obviously don't know him. It's just what they see, the perception, what they're looking at. They don't know either one of us, and I couldn't have met anyone that's more like me than Jermaine.
Wow. Well, give us some adjectives, like give us some descriptions of the way.
Well, I'm the.
Well, you're a songwriter, so you know.
No, don't, because I'm horrible when it comes to stuff like that.
Describe your connection.
Honestly, I said no, because I'm bad when it comes to stuff like that. I am.
Is there a love song that you feel like represents your connection or represents your relationship, like a song either that you've written or just that's out there in the world, like a song that you feel like that really sums up your connection?
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. But honestly, I really feel that I can say it is in every way. We and I are like 100% on the same plane. And granted, we're going to still have a little bit of, he's a guy, I'm a girl, you know, but I really do feel like God has let me experience all those other relationships and go through certain things in life because he was preparing me and prepping me for Jermaine. And I feel the same with him. And I'm happy I went through it because it was all worth it. If this is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I got mine. And that's the way I feel about it.
You know, one thing he also said was that you felt that let's just make sure we're safe and I'm paranoid.
See, I hate saying things because I'm such a corny sounding person talking about pot of gold.
Let me just say.
My little pot of gold.
He also said that he felt,
yeah, like if you're going in a row, they all have to be.
he also said that he felt like one thing that he felt like wanted, I don't know what I asked, but anyway, the ultimate answer was that he felt like you really helped him with his family relationship. He felt like he didn't, I don't know, there were some things that he didn't get about dealing with family members or something like that, and you really helped him. Like, what do you feel like he was talking about with that?
I think exactly what he said. He always tells me that I'm his therapist. And but you know, to me, that's what relationships are about. You're there to you're to be there for one another, whatever the case is. And we sit and we'll talk for a long time when he has the time, or because he's always so busy. But when something is really on his mind, or even on mine. Yeah, they made it warm already. I sit and I talk to him about, or when he talks to me, we have our conversations about whatever. And that's the other thing that I love. We can talk about everything under the sun, everything.
So what was the, because, you know, like you said, any relationship, you know, just two people dealing with each other, there's always going to be some kind of getting to know you, like, what was the thing about his lifestyle that was hardest for you to get used to?
Well, does this fall under lifestyle? Well, the hardest thing is the living in two different states.
Okay, because you're still in LA.
Well,
or New York.
Yeah, but I had to move back to LA just to do the album. So I don't know what I'm going to actually do there. But that was the hardest thing for me because I had never been in an out-of-state relationship before, and that was tough. And as hard as he works, and then with me working and us trying to see each other when we could, it was really difficult. That was difficult for me.
Let me stay in.
Was that too much? You know, they say I eat tuna a lot, and they say that the mercury affects your memory.
Really?
Yeah. So like, if I have a tuna moment. But
no, that was after that.
Everybody knows that JD's out at the strip clubs and all that kind of stuff. Like that. Does that people think that bother you?
No.
That's for some women grinding all up on it.
Not at all.
Why?
You know what? Because first of all, that's something he did before me. I wouldn't want him to stop. Why should I'm not here to try and change him. I love him for who he is, and he takes me with him.
Is there a line that would it become uncomfortable? Like you have certain rules, but you know.
Well, as far as what do you mean?
Just being at the strip club, getting a lap, like is okay if you lap dance, okay if you.
Well, I don't think he's going to sit there and get a lap dance in front of me. Even though he did do something to me and I could not. I had a very, very intimate birthday party a few years back, a surprise party, and this guy is asking me about something with my drink, and I said no thank you, and I turned back around, and sure enough, he pulls my chair around, and it's a stripper. And I was well, family members were there, and my family doesn't come from that world. So they were very embarrassed. And he's sitting there and he's watching this guy with his balls right here in my face.
Oh, yeah. Did he had it out?
Oh, yeah, he was, no. He didn't have it out. We weren't in Atlanta. We were in LA. So, but they were...
So you've been to places in Atlanta where they have
No, I haven't, but a friend of mine was actually engaged at one moment, and I gave her... and it was in Atlanta that I gave her the party, so we've experienced that.
Did you have any good stripper moves? Like, what's your best stripper move?
No, I don't.
You've done like the little lap dance things in concert?
Oh, stop it! I don't.
So you don't dance for them?
What? You are really embarrassing me. Yeah, but see, once again, that's personal. Have I? Yeah.
Do you like it?
I love it because I know he loves it.
So if you were
and I enjoy it. No.
What would your name be?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know. But to go back, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. And in the past, it probably would have. I know it would have. In my younger years, it would have. But it doesn't bother me at all with Jermaine, and it never. I think I'm just in a different. I'm in a different space. I'm in a different head. You grow older. It's a different relationship. It's the love that I get is different.
Did you feel like you kind of can give somebody more space because they give you more?
They're just prepping him for me anyway for when he comes. They're prepping him for me anyway when he comes. They're prepping him for me anyway when he comes home. So.
Is monogamy important for you in a relationship? Okay, you out.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
I wouldn't want to share him with anyone else.
That's the question that's going to embarrass you. I'm just going to ask it. If you want me to, do you want me to ask her?
Well, you can ask it. Doesn't mean I have to answer it.
You don't have to do anything you want to. But okay, like, if you had to describe you all as a couple, would you say that you were a toys couple?
A what couple?
Toys couple? A making movies couple? Or an all in public couple? No, yeah, I'm warmed in it. She's out.
Can I?
What?
No. Can I would. I want to say all of the above. I really do.
Do you want to say that, or is that the truth?
See, I'm trying to be careful with you because I'm trying not to go too deep here.
I mean, if you say something and then you immediately tell me you don't want me to do it, I'm not going to hit up with you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't feel like you have to spend it. This is why we're right here. That's fine. And I mean, like I said, I'm the grown-ass man. I'll ask anything. You know what I'm saying?
All of the above.
Where do we go next?
That's really personal.
You don't win me all of it.
That's really personal.
All the stuff you talked about in your album.
Yeah, but that's my album. You know why? Because that has to do more so with me. But now I feel like now I'm talking about myself and someone else. So let me think about. I might ask you not to mention that. But
how many plays were you all out?
But see, that's
I got
me.
I'm using the vibrator on the Velvet Room. Whatever. It's your album, not mine.
Yeah, but see, that's me. But now there's someone else that I think about, and that's Jermaine. I love him. Of course I am.
That's good to hear because I'm one of those people that's totally sour in love right now. It's good to hear somebody just,
Oh, bless your heart.
Do you have a favorite song of his?
Of his?
What's your favorite song that he did with Mariah? What's your favorite JD Mariah?
He had two pairs. He had King of the Five. He said the two pairs. No, I feel like I won't say shit. We're not playing off of this right here. We're playing off of this.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
What's one you really like?
Two pairs. Yes.
I love We Belong Together.
Why?
I just love what it's saying. I think everybody can relate to that. At some point in their life, at least.
Writing the stuff that he's obviously in a relationship with you, do you feel like that informs the writing? Do you feel like do you hear him kind of talking to you when you hear like Mariah sing a song? Like,
yeah, I mean, I definitely, conversations that we have, and the next thing I'll listen to a song and I'll hear a line.
What? Give me an example.
No, I'm not going to give you an example. I'm not going to give you an example. But I do, or he'll just tell me. And he'll play me something, or tell me that I wrote this song about you, or I wrote this song for you, and he'll play it for me, and it'll be on a certain artist's album. And see, and one that I want to mention to you, I can't even think of the name of it right now, and that's awful. I can't hum it.
Give me a few lyrics.
So this game was everybody know. Yeah.
It was a guy or a girl?
It's a group. It's a group. But I don't see. I feel like
Check it out.
I'm not telling you anymore because you know why? Once again, I think it's a fine line. I think.
I respect that.
Because I don't mind talking about certain things, but I still want for us to keep something to us. And I think that's important. And nobody else will probably know that this song was written for me or about me, but I know, and he knows.
And it's your little secret.
It's our little secret. That's why the all of above might be the three of our little secrets. So.
Do you think that's going to surprise anybody?
I don't think it's going to surprise anybody, but I just, honestly, because Jermaine is such a shy person at times, and I just don't want him to be embarrassed. And that's my thing. So you have to let me think about that.
Do you trust that I'll do that?
I'm sorry?
Do you trust that I do that?
Yes, I do.
Do you ever feel like, now obviously you're kind of coming back with a new album and stuff, and it's always hard for an artist to get back on radio and what have you. Like, do you ever feel trapped by people's perceptions of you? Because like I'm coming all in here, I want a house song, and you've always done the house song. Somebody else wants Control, Eric Janet, somebody else wants Velvet Rope, Eric Janet. You have so many expectations, it's hard to come back out with all of those expectations.
I don't think you could go in with that. I think if you go in with that, it's going to really screw you up. And you'll accomplish a bunch of nothing. You have to go in doing what it is that you want to do, what you're feeling. And for myself, it's that moment, that mood. What you want to express at that time. And that's...
Where's your head at?
I did kind of answer you. Didn't I say what drives me is love?
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Well, you heard you heard some of those songs on the album. Where do you think my head is?
So how is your head? Where's your head now different from like for Jamita Joe? Like where were you at Jamita Joe? Because I feel like All For You was kind of like your single album, right? Like you're like, I'm single, yeah. And then one down.
Jamita Joe.
No money? Yeah, because we have no money.
A lot of different sides to me. And that's what that album was about, trying to express those different characters within me.
Okay.
We just live and see that.
This is only about how I'm feeling about love, and it's sensual at times, and
So it's kind of the Jermaine album, right?
so see, I was because you sit there and you just straight out say it, and I'm trying not to say that.
But the truth.
Is that what it does? Is that what it sounds like?
That's what it sounds like you were saying. I mean, it sounds like, basically, like all the show was about expressing different sides of yourself and stuff like that, where this is more about where you are now.
Well, I always, like I've told you before, I write about my life experiences, and this is where I am right now. But it's beyond that too, because it's taking from the past as well. Not the past in terms of. I'm trying to think of some of the songs on the album to make sure I'm not sitting up here telling the lie. Musically, more so than anything, from the past and coupling that with the new. That's why it's titled 20 Years Old. Being the anniversary for myself, Jimmy and Terry, but also music from 20 years ago and 25 years ago that I enjoyed listening to, that songs that may have moved me, and wanted to take those and use them as samples, like Kraftwerk.
Rocket song. That's your favorite one.
It's I smiled, or you?
No, you.
I did. You know why? Because never mind.
No, say it.
No.
Now, what are you gonna say?
I just miss dancing. I love the song, but I miss dancing, and it makes me want to dance.
Yeah. That's what he said. Like, he said you're in the mood to dance, but radio, unfortunately, is not.
Right. So that's where I am, because I'm in the mood to dance. And where radio is, it's a little bit slower of a dance, which is okay with me. That's totally fine with me too.
Do you know how to snap? Do you know how to do the Atlanta snap thing?
Hey, girl, I like it.
I've never really tried it. I've watched it. No, honestly, but I saw my brother Jackie. The song was on, and I think it was Lean With It, Rock With It, and he just broke out in the dance, and I just started smiling. He does it well. Does it very well.
I guess what I felt listening to the album, and I already told you my 3 favorite songs, right? I think. With You.
Yes.
These are ones I want on the U.S. album. I'm going to have to track down the Japanese bonus track. So With You.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Okay.
And Do It To Me or something.
Do It To Me.
Those are 3 that I love. I mean, I thought everything was great.
But those are the ones that really captured your heart.
And With You, I think you're like, because you know what I think it is? I feel like it's a very sweet album. And I don't think you've been very sweet
In a long time.
In a long time. And that was such a part of, because I was listening to like stuff on my iPod today, and I was like, that was kind of was a harder edge to some of your stuff more recently.
Well, I guess that's also getting back to that 20 years old kind of. And you were talking about With You. I love With You. It reminds me of, like I said last night, it reminds me of Let's Wait a While, but Jermaine said to you, that was before they fucked. Well, she's got a little taste of it, I suppose, and now she just doesn't want to let him go. It's really the feeling behind that song, but she has someone else in her life that she has to go to, so she has to let him go.
What advice would you give somebody, like if somebody was talking to you, let's say one of your girlfriends was talking to you, she's like, hey Janet, I met this guy, I feel he's my soulmate and stuff, I haven't talked to him yet, do you think I should or not? What do you think I should, how will I know when it's time?
For me, it's about having to feel that moment. For me, it's about having to feel that moment. It's like you say, how will you know when it's time? It'll arrive, and you'll feel that moment. It'll be a special.
Chris, you play a lot.
It'll happen. It'll show itself to you.
I would say about 95% right.
Just like, and this is kind of a little different, but it's way different. But a friend said to me one time, because I was in a relationship and we were talking, she goes, "You're not through. You're not done. You haven't had enough. You haven't put up with enough yet." Even though I was fed up, at least I said I was. She said, "You're not done." She said, "You'll know when you're done." And that's been years ago, and I'll never forget when she said that to me, because I knew when I was done. So it's like when that moment happens, you know when it shows its face to you, and when you're ready for it. It not being pushed upon you, you're not feeling like you're being coerced into doing something that you're really not feeling at that moment.
If my little cars allow me to switch around more. You can just talk randomly if you want. Anything else you want to say?
No, because I get embarrassed with you. I don't know.
Is there something I'm doing?
No.
Let's talk about acting.
Sure, if you want.
One thing he was saying, he was like, he was also saying, I mean, I didn't know this too, he was like, Janet also, she really wants to act. Like, that's her thing. Because he was saying that, he said if you were going to film Tennessee, that you weren't going to be able to really see him for like 5 or 6 months.
He told you that.
But that's,
He told you, no, I'm just saying I wasn't going to see him for...
Other people talk, but I have to.
Ooh, that's so wrong. He wasn't going to see me for about 2 months, and he wasn't very happy with that.
So that fell through just because of timing? Just because... you gotta do the thing?
I really tried to make it work. They wanted to push it back, and I couldn't, because I was actually still doing my album at that time, and the sooner the better for me to do the film so I could finish the album. And when he wound up not being able to, had to change the shooting date, because he needed to be on set. Everybody else was ready to go, but something he had to do, the producer, and he wanted to be on set. He's always on set when he's shooting his films, and he wouldn't be there for the shoot, so he needed to push it back, and I tried to make it work, and it just...
So why did you feel you had to gain so much back for the role? I can't imagine Mariah's not gaining a lot of weight for the role.
I don't know. And I said that to somebody else. I said, I will be very curious to see if she will be into doing that. But
Never lie. That's why he's laughing. You're like his face gave it up.
it depends on where she wants to take the character. I saw her one way. She may see her completely another way.
Are you still trying out for films? Like I remember last time we talked, I think you had tried out for Jerry Maguire and you had gotten it, but they told you, but then they felt like, I guess Cameron Crowe felt he couldn't spin at the audience when he was
Yeah, to separate.
forced him to tell you that that was the real reason, that it wasn't because of, are you still trying out for things?
Lately it's truly been about my music. I've got 3 scripts in my bag now. One of them I just finished reading, and the other 2 I have to read, so it's still a passion of mine, and something that I would love to do, but your life changes, and as you get older, there are things that become more important to you, and certain things that start taking a back seat to those other things, so...
What's the priority now?
You have a lot of nerve. The priority right now is this album and the tour, and I have to see where it goes from there, because I would love to do another film.
I thought this was so cute. You said this when you were 11. You said, I would really like to be a movie star. I want to do a film that would be very dramatic. I think I like drama a little bit more than comedy. It seemed like, and, back then you weren't even talking about music,
Well, that's where my heart, it still lies, and back then I guess it showed itself. I don't even remember saying that.
And then I think on part of your CBS bio from the Jackson Variety Show, you said, I guess it said, what's your goal? And you said, I'd one day like to be a movie star.
Really? I wanted to go to school and support myself through acting. And then become this actress and go to New York and live and study and it's really weird how your life will change.
For as much as you accomplished, do you ever miss that life? Like, if you were like this, not like you would be a struggling actress in New York, but just living that kind of life and trying to, you know.
I mean, I don't know what would have become of it. Especially, someone asked me the other day, you know, because 3 friends of mine, including, yeah, 2 friends of mine, including Kim Fields, we all had said, oh, we're going to go to Pepperdine University.